What's going on? This is Oshin. This is Oshin's View. You already know who I'm in the building with. Willie Negro.
What up? What up? What up? What up?
This has actually been an hilarious week of news. Like, I don't know how much to take serious and how much just to be like, because I try to be informative without all the humor all the time, but they just force me to be humorous because these are these celebrities with all this money and these are the things they get into. And one of the funniest persons in celebrity is Soulja Boy Tellum.
Hey, yo.
Now, Soulja Boy Tellum is at it again, but this time he's going after J. Cole. J. Cole, I think he was on somebody's podcast or something.
I think it was Yachty. Yachty has a podcast now. It was Yachty's podcast.
So he's on Little Yachty's podcast. And I guess the topic of what kind of music you like and what did you come up on and everything. I don't want to butcher it because I'm going to be honest, I didn't see it. But I do know that J. Cole, they started talking about Soulja Boy. And he was saying at first, basically, he didn't think that was his kind of rap. Basically, he was like, it was whack. And because he said, he was explaining how he said, I'm listening to Nas, I'm listening to Jay, I'm listening to Stax. And, basically he's naming a lot of lyricists.
Right.
To me, which makes sense because of the kind of artist that he is. But then he was just like, he had to realize, oh, I was hating because all his boys was listening to like Soulja Boy, and I guess like when that new sound came around, and he tells himself, "Oh, I was just hating. Like you like this and this, that, and the third." I don't know, man. I was torn because I know what J. Cole was trying to do in terms of giving Soulja Boy his props, even though he was just kind of like, well, maybe it's not my kind of music, but he's hot. He's doing his thing. He's young. You did the dance and stuff. I'm looking like, yo, that part had me a little disgusted. I'm like, yo, Jermaine, just call this nigga whack. Call it what it is. Straight up and down, you're not hating. When Soulja Boy came out with Crank That Soulja Boy, I thought it was whack then. Now, it caught fire. Ridiculous fire.
Yeah.
Made his whole career, and, he's done a lot of things after that. So I'm not going to say he was the one that wonder. So I'm not going to do that.
Oh, no, we can't do that.
I'm not going to do that. But I would be lying to myself if I'm saying, oh, nah, it was hot. No, yes, it was hot. But just because something is hot doesn't mean I have to like it. And I felt that J. Cole kind of took his foot off the gas, all in the sense of just trying to say he doesn't want to be hated. So my question, not even my question, I sent you a message and I said, this is getting ridiculous because the first thing I was thinking of, I was like, the word hating or hate has to be redefined if that's the case. Because it's been replaced, hate has replaced opinion for real now.
Yeah.
Like it's just replaced it. Now, before I jump there, Soulja Boy, of course, responded as only Soulja Boy can do. First off, right off top, Soulja Boy was like, anytime Soulja Boy is responding to you and he pauses, oh yes, a bitch is coming. He was like, J. Cole, hold up. You's a bitch. That's once he goes into that, I'm dying for the rest of the interview. And he's popping off. He said, you look like your dread stink and all that other stuff. Soulja Boy is going to say anything that comes to mind.
Hey, man.
And it's hilarious. But when he starts saying things like, well, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything. Why are you bringing it up? That's why I have pushback at. Because this is the social media realm of the world we live in now. But people are quick to always say, why do you have to talk about it? We had a guest on here before, And she said, I asked her a question, and she said, well, why do we have to talk about this? And I was like, because these are microphones, that's a camera. We're here to talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
That's the same principle with when people give their opinions on a matter.
Yeah.
Like, that's what this is for.
I think, well, first of all, I think people are entitled to their opinion. I think, just to give it a little context, J. Cole was explaining to Yachty, he was making a parallel between Yachty and Soulja Boy.
Oh, okay.
And he was saying that that's not they make the type of music that's not necessarily what he deemed to be masterful music, like great music back then. But he came to realize that they were doing something different. You know what I mean? And then he kind of respected it. And he did say that he was hating because he didn't necessarily think it was lyrical, and they was killing it like the Nas's and Jay's of the world. But he was dancing to it, tapping his feet to it, and kind of enjoying the music. So to say it's whack or trash, in his opinion, is hate, even though you know that you're enjoying the music. You see what I'm saying? I think, because I too felt like he felt. Like I when Soulja Boy came out, I was thoroughly entertained. Thoroughly. But did I think he could rap? No. I didn't. I didn't think he was a good rapper. I'm sorry. I did not. I still don't think Soulja Boy is a good rapper. And I think he got classics. I'm just sorry.
Yeah, I can go for that.
You see what I'm saying? But so when you say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. I think when you give anything to the public, any type of art, that's what art is for. It's to be critiqued. It's to be spoken of. Because you can make art and just keep it to yourself. Mm-hmm. Like, anybody can make art and keep it to themselves. You can draw a picture, hang it up on your own wall. Mm-hmm. You can record a song and you listen to it in your own car, in your own house. You see what I'm saying? But once you give it to the world, that's kind of what it's for people to say, hey, I like this or I don't. I find it odd that people don't have the same opinion the other way. To say, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say nothing at all, is essentially to say you can only say something if you like this, which is crazy. Like, you can't have an opinion on it unless it's a positive opinion. That's crazy. I can have a negative opinion. I can say this is trash, or I can say this, just like I can say this is great. You see what I'm saying? And I can critique your music and say, hey, I like this, and it is far from lyrical. You see what I'm saying? It can be both. I will dance to this. But if we are talking who's the best rappers, you don't make the cut.
My thing is this also, because I want to delve a little deeper into this whole hating thing, because when people talk about hating, I kind of think hating is this. Me having an opinion on your art isn't hating. But this is the problem that I have with the word being hate. It only matters when it's coming from certain people. For example, Soulja Boy is rich.
Yeah.
We get it.
Okay.
But if I was to say something about Soulja Boy, like right now, if I'm like, I don't really think he's a good rapper, or this, that, and the third. Is he successful? Yeah, he's successful. Mm-hmm. For whatever reason, he's successful. The first thing, his only defense to me is going to be, you're broke. This is your podcast, da-da-da-da. That's what's going to be his defense.
Right.
He would brush me off. I don't even think he would give me enough energy back. Because after he says I'm broke, that's his top of the food chain thing he's going to say. But if I'm successful and say I was in a Joe Rogan type of space, now you in your feelings. Because now you feel I got people's ear. And this might affect your bottom line somewhere. that's what's corny about things too. It's like, what I could say about this generation is they do a good job with supporting each other, because this generation clearly believes that you should just like everything. Give everything a chance. Like,
Word.
I'm like, we come from the generation where, nigga, you can be whack.
Yes.
Like,
100%.
Whack is a word.
Yeah.
It's a reason why. Come on. I'm so-and-so. I'm this, I'm that. Huh. But they all just wick, whack.
Yeah.
That is a bar. That's KRS-One, by the way.
Yes.
If you don't know. And when you put your music out there, or you put your art out there, like you said, we can have an opinion because now it's out there.
But it's only, my thing is this. I said it years ago. It's only hate if your opinion differs from the masses. So like, if everybody thinks it's trash, it's allowed to be trash. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But if you're popular and we're not allowed to say your stuff is trash, then we hating if we think it's trash. You see what I'm saying? Like how Drake's last album was received wasn't as well as all of his previous albums was received. So he went on a, Instagram degrading spree where he's posting other people saying that, oh, they hating on Drake. He reposted he goes off on Joe Budden saying that he's a failure in all of this stuff. Nothing to do with his critique of the music. And, Joe Budden said he liked the album, but it wasn't what he expected. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And no, it wasn't Drake's. As a Drake fan, it was not even, it was one of his worst albums. I'm just going to say that. It just was. Like, it doesn't have any replay value for me. But if the right person says that, then the ears listen. So I understand why Drake was upset. I understand why, because when Joe says something, millions of people listen. You see what I'm saying? Millions of people listen. So it's almost like he got to get in front of the narrative. But you do have to accept the critique, though. You have to accept the critique, and because, art is art. You see what I'm saying? All your pieces are not going to be great.
Yo, we can take it to the personal where people, you wear an outfit. Anything you do, once you come outside, I have a right to say something about it or not. And to me, this is hating. This is hating to me, a form of it. You get something new. You get a brand new car. Mm-hmm. I don't have a car. And I'm like, I know everybody's ran into this. Let me get this straight. Everybody's ran into this. Somebody gets something new. The person that's about to critique it doesn't have that thing, but they know somebody else that's got something better than you. Mm-hmm. They don't got something better than you, but they know somebody else that has something, quote unquote, better than what you have. That's hating to me. Because especially if your argument to try to degrade somebody or downgrade them is, well, I know this person, they got this. Mm-hmm. And you're always trying to compare things, stuff like that. It's almost like I'm going to pull you down, not because I'm able to do it, but I know somebody else that could humble you. To me, that's a lot of work that you're going into. That's hating.
I think hate is when you can't define why. You don't have a good explanation of why. When you don't like something, if I don't like something, I can explain to you exactly why I don't like it, I'm not hating. Mm-hmm. But if I'm just like, I just don't like it, that's hate, yo. If you just like, I don't like it because he did it, that's hate.
That is.
You see what I'm saying? But if you like, look, I don't like that song because the beat is a little bit off. The tempo is wrong. The lyrics. If you can really explain why you don't like something, then you just don't like it. But if you just don't like it because it's him, or you just don't like it because it's her, to me, that's hate. You see what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like Anybody is capable of making something that's all right. But if you just I don't like it because he said it. But if he said it, I would like it. Nah, you hate.
Oh yeah, that's definitely hate.
You see what I'm saying? Hate. That's hate. But if you can define why you don't like that, hey man, I don't like those cars. So I don't like his car because I don't like them. And it has nothing to do with him. I don't like those cars. You know what I mean? I don't like his album because I don't like that style of music. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? It's not specific to him. It's just that I don't like that. You see what I'm saying? Then that's not hate. But if you like, yo, I don't like that, and you just said you liked it from somebody else, that's hate.
Yep. Speaking of hate, and I don't hate this young man, but I'm disgusted at what he's doing. That's right. MJ. Oh, not Michael. Marcus. Marcus Jordan.
Oh, God.
And Larsa Pippen.
Yo, they in love. Why you disgusted?
They're not in love. Well, okay, excuse me. They are. He's in love. She's in money. That's what it is. See, this is the issue that I have. First off, this is one of the main reasons why I have an issue with Marcus Jordan and Larsa Pippen. Because now the narrative that has been spewed for years, guess it came from the father to the son. And it's true. And you know what that narrative is? Jordan could never get a ring without a Pippen. His father couldn't get a ring without Scottie Pippen. Marcus can't get married without marrying a damn Pippen. It's the only way he's going to get a ring.
Yeah.
First off, Marcus Jordan is, I want to say 30, he's in his 30s.
Yeah.
And she's well in her 50s.
I don't know.
Now, my thing is this. Look it up real quick, but my thing is this. Her body still looks how it looks. She's an attractive woman, I get it. But that can't be the only box that you've been out there getting. Like, I'm pretty sure she might have a trick or two up her sleeve. Probably a little more than a few tricks up her sleeve. Because she used to deal with Scottie Pippen. And she said they used to have sex constantly. But now, you are in bed with a Jordan, and she has no tact about it whatsoever.
He's 32, she's 49.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And she has no tact about it. She has no coof about dealing with Michael Jordan's son that you watch while Michael Jordan is sitting on the bench in 94 and stuff, while you were clearly married to Scottie, and you looking over at that little kid and said, oh, one day I'm going to sleep with this dude and possibly marry him.
I don't think she did that.
Oh.
I don't think she did that. All right, so what you're saying is it's beyond the realm of possibility that they could have met up later in life and fallen in love. That's what you're saying.
Clearly they're there, so it can't be beyond the realm of possibility. But the likelihoodness of it. Like, first off, just what are you doing? My thing was this. Let's just call a spade a spade. I don't think Marcus Jordan was taking full advantage of that Jordan last name. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I love Mike, but if Mike was my father, I can be so lucky. But if Mike was my father and my last name is Jordan, I've got access to millions of dollars, businesses. I played ball. Nobody's killing him for not going to the NBA.
Not at all.
Not at all. Mm-hmm. And I never thought he was going to the NBA either. Anyway, I'm not talking about just because of his talent.
You telling me
you gotta have a certain fire.
You telling me he could do better than Larsa? You would do better than Larsa if you were Michael Jordan's son.
No, first off, I would hit it. Right. I would have a good time with her.
Right.
But she's not getting the family fortune. I'm not, you're not getting that. Not you. Like, yo, you already had your shot. You was already messing with Pip. I'm not doing that.
I think she got a couple dollars from Pippen. She got a couple dollars.
And that's cool. That was your joint. Yeah. You not coming over. That Pippen money ain't that Jordan money.
No, it's not.
I think Marcus Jordan got more money than Pippen. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying divisionally. We know somewhere in the world and stuff like that. Yeah. Like, of course, Mike would have to give him the money. They'd be like, now you got more than him. But I say all that to say, you are a Jordan. You don't have to mess with this dude's wife. First off,
it's not his wife.
Yo, my thing is this, it doesn't matter. This is Uncle Pip. This is Uncle
It is
Pip.
Uncle Pip. I'm sorry.
Come on, this is Uncle Pip. And I would have respected it if he was like, yo, Pip, yo, Uncle, I do have a good time with him, but that's it. But you talking about marrying this shit.
Uncle Pip is bugging though. Uncle Pip ain't acting like Uncle Pip. He on this tear Jordan down tour.
But that's between him and Mike.
It's a fact.
So are you trying to insinuate that Marcus is smashing Larsa and being with her because in defense of his father?
No, I'm not trying to insinuate that. But I am saying that that can play a part in that Uncle Pip shit going out the window. I am not insinuating anything. It's a messy situation. It's crazy. But I think that I just find it fascinating is that everybody is dismissing the fact that they say that they're in love and they want to be married. Everybody's kind of dismissing that. I don't know how much money Marcus Jordan has. I don't know how much money Larsa Pippen has. All I know is they've been going strong for a little while now, which I think is weird. And I didn't think that it was gonna go this far. But and they talking about getting married, and that man want his father to be the best man. Which is even crazier. But hey, man, teach us on. They grown though.
Mike is not showing up. Mike might be there, but he was like, "Son, I'm not giving you away to this chick." Like, no, what? Because Mike has been around the block. This is Michael Jordan. He knows what it is. What are you doing? You know she's just trying to get that Larsa Pippen Jordan. First of all, is she gonna ever drop the Pippen? That's the thing. That's what I want to know.
She got kids?
Yeah.
And then probably not.
So she's gonna be Larsa Pippen Jordan. Yo, play this. We see messy things at our level. Mm-hmm. This is a different level of messiness that she cares nothing about. She cares nothing about. See, I'm pretty sure Savannah don't play that shit. Savannah don't even probably talk to this chick. Because if Larsa Pippen could get her grips into LeBron, after this dude, that should be Larsa Pippen Jordan James.
Hey,
she'll just take every name. She ain't dropping nothing. She ain't dropping nothing.
Yo.
When this gets pulled off and they actually get married.
You think they actually getting married?
They're going to get married because, yo, money can't uncorny you. Money can't uncorny you. And I'm starting to think Marcus Jordan is probably corny. Michael Jordan is a country bumpkin, but I don't think he's corny. I didn't think he dressed the Spitfires when he dressed down. But as for Marcus Jordan, come on. What are you doing? You are 32. This is prime. You got money. What are you doing? This is literally what Akeem was sent to America for. Soya Royal Oats. This nigga went down the street to Pippen's house and found this chick. Like, come on. Like, yo, I'm not on board with this at all. I'm surprised Michael Jordan just didn't slap him up with it. Michael Jordan could get him out of it. Straight threatened to take that nigga out the will.
Yeah.
Straight be like, look, if you marry her, you on your own.
I think they going to get married, and I think Michael Jordan going to be the best man.
Nah, you capping.
Why?
Capping. Super cap.
Why not though? But listen, his son is in love. They going to get married. Like, yo, they just draw up the prenup, and we good.
If they get married, I'm telling you, Michael Jordan is taking any money that he had connected to him out of that, because he's gonna be like, no, because she's not getting all this. If something happened to me or this, that, and the third, we already know they're gonna be well taken care of. He's a trust fund baby. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, yo, we understand that, but no, he went too hard. Marcus, I'm sorry, you're a cold sucker. You're a sucker for messing with this shit. I'm sorry. Play this. This is beyond getting a piece of somebody you knows, you know what I'm saying, woman.
Yeah, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I know you are.
This is weird, yo. This is wow. I would never do nothing like this. Like I said, everybody, has certain fantasy. He probably would. I think more so than her. He probably wanted to hit this his whole life, but you hit it. Like it's like, hey man, I don't know the moves, but other people. We know other people that have hit it. You know what I mean? It's what it is. Like, you moving crazy out here, Marcus.
These Hollywood dudes, man, they suckers, man. Speaking of more suckers, we just running down the list. Now, Damson Idris, that's Franklin Saint from critically acclaimed Snowfall. Lori Harvey strikes again. Got him right on out of here. Now, I don't know. Now, I'm pretty sure in his mind it's amicable, which I never think splits are, but let's just say it is. And after a year, first off, that ain't even a long time. When you that young, see, when you're young, a year ain't a long time. You'll talk to somebody for over a year without no commitment when you're in that age bracket. Now, the older you get, the more intentional your relationships are. So I can understand people in their 35s and up. Hey, we've been vibing hard for a cool year and a half. We get married because you've been through enough. You've seen how things look. You know what signs you're looking for,
right,
what flags you're looking for, green or red, and you move off that. But you in your 20s, man, please. I've had crazy flings in my 20s that have lasted 2 and 3 years, and we've never had a relationship. But that word relationship is a very tricky word because, for the simple fact, relationship and commitment aren't mutually equal. That's the whole thing. A lot of people think just because you might not be exclusive, or if you are exclusive, well, if you are exclusive, then that's a relationship. But if you're not, you're still in a form of a relationship. More so, not a relationship, an understanding.
Okay.
You have an understanding of what you two do. So, for example, in my ripping and running days, of course, I've had Monday. I had on my good years, I had a Monday through Thursday rotation. Literally, she comes over on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 4 different women. Now, at the time, it sounded like some cool shit to do because it's like, well,
that shit sound like work.
It's only work because you have to know in which order that you're dealing with them, because the more time you spend with somebody, the more feelings get attached. So, for example, how I was taught and how I picked up. Say you're dealing with four chicks. You call the one that you have the most in common with, you have longest conversation with, you don't call them first. Because if you call them first, you might not make it to the other 3. But you have to feed that engine of the other 3. So you might have one where it's like, okay, you call Monday, she just want to hear your voice. Y'all talk, you ask her about a day real quick, boom, 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 boom. She's not really a phone person. You might speak to her for 10 minutes. I bet you now I get up with you. I know you're busy and stuff. We'll talk later. Click. You call Tuesday. Tuesday, it might just be a continuous conversation that you've had. And that's how your conversations always go. You lead. You get to a certain point, you cut it off. We'll get back to this a couple of days later. Now, Wednesday, you might have a lot more in common with her. So she might get 20 minutes on the phone. Now, mind you, this all depends on what time you start talking to, because that last conversation, that's the one where it's kind of unlimited time. Because whether albeit the sex, albeit the conversation or the relationship, that's the one that you're like, she's the starting point guard. The rest of them, you like, well, if they start acting up, I can replace those. But this one I'm not going to replace so quick. So that's just a peek at the player handbook. But at the same time,
that just sounds complicated.
No, it's complicated when you're not used to doing it. See, the thing about it is this. Women think every guy does that.
Yes, they do.
And I'm like, that's not the case. Now, I'm not saying that to say that I'm the only dude that could pull that off. Because I learned it from somebody. And they learned this, that, and the third. So I'm not saying I'm just this super Mac and that's how it goes. What I'm saying is, every dude is not ripping and running like that. Now,
100%.
dudes is what women get confused is dudes are shooting shots.
Yes.
That's what they're doing, and they confuse the shots that they're taking for makes, when in reality, most times they're misses.
100%. Dudes play the numbers. You know what I mean? You gotta play the numbers. Yo, my man used to. Yo, we used to go out. My man used to. He might holler at 100 chicks in the joint. Like, he didn't care who he was talking to. But he'll get 10 numbers. He'll get 10 numbers. And out of those 10, maybe 3 will come through. And, yo, he used to do his numbers like that, yo. It's a numbers game. Like, yo, it's like baseball, yo. Like, yo, 30% is a good average. You know what I mean? Like, you batting 300, you might be all-star. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. But the rotation stuff, that, man. But as far as, what's his name? Damson, Idris.
Yeah.
I think more information gonna have to be revealed for that, because my thing is this: they wasn't together long, and hey, man, she seemed like a good time. In a year, like you said, it's not long. He had a good time with her for a year. That man is young. He be on to something else. He just don't present to me at the end like what's my name? Michael B. Jordan. Michael B. Jordan like was trying to marry this chick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they made it seem like Michael B. was like heartbroken and distressed and downtrodden and all these things. Like, I don't know how Damson is taking it. So, you know, it could be like, hey man, we did our time, but he got mad joints on the line. Like, it is what it is. You feel me? You know?
Yo, Kurt, you see what your man did again? He threw up a big word and he destroyed it because it did not fit at all.
What are you talking about?
Downtrodden. He was not downtrodden.
I didn't say he was.
Yes, you did. You said they acted like he was downtrodden. That's normally, that deals with social justice and like let's read it. Downtrodden is. Oh God. Yeah, because I thought, no, you were flowing until you got there. Oppressed or treated badly by people in power. I don't know. Who's the person in power over Michael B. Jordan? Not her.
Yes, her.
What's her power she got besides the box?
Hey, man, she got power over all these niggas. Like, I don't know what. Absolutely.
There's no.
That's what it seemed like in the relationship.
There is no power with her. Only power she got is the box. That's it.
I understand what you're saying.
And these suckers keep going for these chicks with the box.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. Michael B. Jordan seemed, I don't know their relationship, but it appeared like that. Like he was the sucker and she was running things. I don't know about Damson. That was a 1-year fling to me.
He's looking like a sucker now too. I think, first of all these niggas are suckers. They all suckers.
Because so anybody that fuck with Lori Harvey is a sucker? Like, he messed with her for years.
Ask me again.
Anybody mess with Lori Harvey is a sucker?
If you take her serious, you a sucker. At this point. Because she has a track record. She got a track record. Right. And if you can't look at her track record and tell yourself, oh, this ain't going to happen to me.
So a year was serious? Like, that was only a year. Like, that wasn't that deep.
Okay, bet. I'll only give that what you're saying grace if I got to see how Damson Idris is going to respond.
That's what I just said. That's what I just said.
All right, bet. Yeah. I got to see how he responds. Because if he's on to the next or he's just chilling, Michael B. Jordan, he definitely was hurt behind it. That's because he's a little older too. Not much older because he ain't 40 yet. But he might be approaching.
He was older than her.
He was older than her, yeah. Mm-hmm. But I don't even think she's 30.
Nah, I don't know. I don't think so either.
Diddy did it right. Diddy had a good time and said, man, please, take this 50,000 and get out my face.
Because he was the one with the power.
But she has no power.
Says you.
Look here. I'm not even that attracted to the broad. That's one.
She's cute.
Yeah, she's too slim for me. She's too slim for me. I'm not into it. I like my women voluptuous, filled out, and things like that. But her, I'm like, you cool. You not play this. I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't even think she's no points no more. For if you in Hollywood, I don't feel she should be no points. Now I feel at this level, she's points.
I don't know because she is selective. She is selective in who she's with. Most of the men that she's been attached to have been that guy to the other women. You see what I'm saying? Damson Idris was that guy to the other women, sex symbol when she started messing with him. She also messed with Michael B. Jordan, that guy. Okay. Future considered that guy. Diddy considered that guy. So it might be if she chooses you, then that's a symbol that you are that guy. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like it's a notch on the belt. But like you said, if you take it serious, then you come off like a sucker.
You know what's crazy with that? She messed with all these dudes. You know what you're gonna wind up really being with?
Oh,
some backup dancing ass.
Hey,
I'm telling you, that's how it always goes. It's gonna be. Here's my crystal ball. Lori Harvey is gonna be messing with some no-name dude that's somehow connected to the industry, and it's gonna be a whole bunch of. Yes, I know I've dated. She's going to be in somebody's interview saying, yes, I know I've dated a lot of powerful and rich men, but he just sees me for who I am. He loves me. This nigga's going to be worth $2.28.
I don't think so.
I'm not just, of course, I'm not going to say he's going to be poor.
No, I know.
What I'm saying is this.
But I don't think this
she's not going to really, the dude that she's going to really take serious, I promise you, he's not going to be, as you said, that guy.
But I don't think she's going to take anybody serious.
Oh, yes,
I think she's going to play around and then get in her 30s and then marry an old rich nigga. That's how I feel. I think just like her mom. I think she's going to play around her 30s and then play around her 20s. She's going to get mid 30s, deep into her 30s, grab her up an old rich nigga and ride off into the sunset.
So hold up. This is Steve Harvey's daughter?
This is Steve Harvey's stepdaughter.
So she's from Marjorie?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Y'all dudes better run. Y'all dudes better run.
Yeah, she changed her name to Harvey.
He should have known already when they do that. Well, he's married, and I don't think Steve Harvey's a sucker because he been with her. He knows what comes along with it and stuff. But this is crazy. Speaking of women, because women are just out here getting crazier and crazier by the minute. #1 draft pick. I want to say 1992? No, 3. Mm-hmm. It was 93. This check. I need because this has to be exact because Shaq came in 92. Let's make sure.
All right. Was 1995?
95?
Yes. Joe Smith. First overall, 1995, Golden State Warriors.
Yes. 1995. #1 NBA draft pick, Joe Smith. His wife, I want to say, I don't know how long they've been married, but whatever. They've been married for a second. Mm-hmm. I think her name is something like Keisha Chavez or Chavis, something like that.
Chavis or something like that.
Yeah. She has her OnlyFans. Now, it's already been reported Joe Smith has had, because this is his second marriage, and I think he took a hit financially from his first marriage. That was the first red flag. What are you getting married for again? That is the problem.
Yeah.
Dude is crazy. Yo, when you get taken to the cleaners in your first marriage.
Sign up for it again, huh?
Why would you sign up for it again? That is literally sticking your hand in the fire, getting second-degree burn, and then say, you know what? I'm going to try this again with that same hand. And then shocked when your skin grafts and everything else, and now your hand is all crazy and everything. You looking all just whatever. I don't know why Joe Smith would get married to this chick.
He was in love.
Man, that word is overrated, man.
It is.
It is overrated. LOVE is overrated.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll talk about that later. That's another topic for another episode. But when you're rich and powerful in your own right,
Mm-hmm.
you got to protect the bag. You got to protect what's going on because this is money that you have to live for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, you still can work and things like that. But like you said, everybody's not LeBron James. LeBron James has endorsements that he can live off of. Shaq and them. Like, we're talking about the super duper stars of these leagues and stuff. They're different. They can play around. Oh, I was messing with her, this, that, and the third. Because nobody kills Shaq or how many kids he has. Because he's in that kind of bracket where I'm going to take care of everybody and I'm still going to wild out how I want to wild out. And nothing's going to change. My lifestyle doesn't change. Once your lifestyle has to change, you have to understand where you're at going forward when dealing with men or women. Got to say that nowadays. This is the whole thing. This was corny. He's talking to her about finding out about the OnlyFans.
Yeah.
And she's recording. To me, that shows no level of respect whatsoever.
So she went and got a OnlyFans behind his back.
Yes.
That is important. She went and started OnlyFans, and then somebody told him and then that's how he found out about his wife having an OnlyFans, having sexual content on her OnlyFans. Her defense was he knew that she was a sex worker before her, and when she wants to live a certain lifestyle, so it was a money grab. Like, yo, she made good money on OnlyFans, so he should really kind of get down with it and be okay. You know? And to that you say what? He should be okay with those. Hey, she bringing in money for the family, right?
No, but she's bringing in, all money isn't good money. Now, this is my thing. When it comes to the expense of your marriage. Now, if they're destitute, do what you got to do.
Yes.
Clearly, he's not having the same bag that he's once had.
Right.
But I think the thing for me that was like the fingernails coming across the chalkboard, I just hate when I hear, men can say this as well, but I mostly hear women say it. You knew who I was before you got into a relationship. I hate when women say that because this is my thing. Who I was before we got into a relationship, I'm not talking about things you like to do. If it's a certain way you carry yourself and you quote unquote accepted it before we got into a serious relationship, if you don't like that, I got to change that up. I got to tweak it somewhere. I can't move the same way. I got friends that are huge on the strip club.
Yes.
If your wife's got a problem with that, because you're going, when you were single, you were going 4 times a week, which is kind of OD anyway. But
100%.
But if you know, that's your thing,
right?
That's your thing. You're single. You can do whatever you want to do. But you can't tell me once you get married that you can still maintain that marriage with you going to the strip club 4 times a week and she's not part of it and she's not on board with it. And I don't want to make it just keep being a woman. No,
but we talking about this situation though. So
go ahead.
My thing is, in this situation, what she was trying to say is, you know how I am. I go get it. I get money. This is who I am. This has always been who I am. And you know that I was a sex worker and that's how I was getting my money before.
Did she actually say she was a sex worker? Yes. Or is that you saying it?
She said that.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes. And you know what I did. You see what I'm saying? And he was like, well, that was before us. But her thing was, well, yes, that was before, but circumstances changed, not because that's not how I get money, but because you kind of had us, I didn't have to do that. But if I have to do that, I'm gonna resort back to what I know, how to get money. And she was trying to explain to him, like, it's not with nobody else. It's all solo stuff. I'm not cheating or anything like that. You see what I'm saying? But he wasn't, in his brain, in my brain too, be like, yeah, but you naked on the internet and doing sexual acts or poses, whatever you're doing. You see what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't have no problems with her having OnlyFans and being married. None at all. My only problem is she did it without telling him.
And that's the thing that makes it funny style. Because at no point did you tell me. And the thing about it is, once I discover it and then you admit to it, that's not you telling me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I think people get that confused too. Once you get busted and then you admit to getting busted, that's not you coming clean. You didn't, because you didn't come to me the first time and be like, look here, I want to do OnlyFans, because she knows Joe would have probably been like, nah, you're not doing that. Yo, it takes a certain type of man to deal with that kind of, it takes a certain kind of man to be that kind of secure within himself that's fine letting this woman, you know what I'm saying, be on the OnlyFans, stuff like that. And being seen, because like you always say, the male ego is fragile. Yes. And we get that. But at the same time, I can see, if this relationship, I can see Coco is telling Ice-T that she's got an OnlyFans. Not only that, Ice-T is probably the one setting it up and running it.
100%.
But that's him as a man, himself, and that's their relationship. We always say, you can never define somebody else's relationship. Only they can do it. This is what make her look funny style. But now all of a sudden she's on all these talk shows, these podcasts and things like that.
Because I think what she did was she created an ultimatum position. She said, he's not going to want me to do this. I'm going to do it anyway. And I hope he gets with it, but if he don't, then he just don't. That's what it seems to me. That's how it came across when I was watching the video. That's how it comes across in all these interviews. Like, I love him. I want to be with him, but I want this bag more. So if he can't get down, that's unfortunate. I really want to be with him, but I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And that's how it comes across to me. And me personally, most men I know, if you give them an ultimatum, they always going to take the latter. They all, you either do this or else. Niggas is taking or else.
Yeah, but a lot of dudes is actually is their or else is still them staying and things like that too. Like, it's not really a stand behind it with a spine or else.
Well, she said he hasn't been back since. She said he's been, she thinks, at his sister's house. That's what she said on a couple interviews that she did, that she wants him to come home, but he hasn't been home.
Yo, first off, shout out to my man, Killer Cam, 140.
Cam is different.
Yo, Cam, I laughed at it because I know Cam, and this is up his alley. This is who he is. That's like this. Cam is out of sleaze bag. He's definitely opportunist if you're gonna present it a certain way. You see what I'm saying? Now, she's out there, she's wearing, Cam is up financially, just got another deal with him and Mace joint or whatever. And he just straight told her, like, yo, I'm just seeing cleavage, da-da-da-da. Yeah. He went straight off kill. And this was the crazy part, how he was like, are you one of the body babes and all that stuff? And then she was like, yes. And he clearly says, would you do it for me? Oh, yes. Come on. He's not asking for your workers. Yes. He's asking for you. And you on TV or however it's streamed and everything else said yes.
Yes.
All I'm just saying is this.
Oh no, I looked at that like, well, Joe's not coming back.
He's definitely not coming back.
Like he can't see that and come back. Like that's great. It's no way. It's no way that you giving another man energy like that in my face, and I'm coming back. And is any way, shape, or form, or any chance for reconciliation? It's not. It's just not at all.
But Joe is probably being careful because I don't think Joe signed the prenup.
I don't think Joe is.
We don't know how
up
much
that
money.
Much either.
I don't think he's up that much either. So it might not even do anything in terms of that.
He might be waiting for her to get her bag up so he can get her.
Probably. Speaking of getting the bag up, once again, the ladies are out of control. I'm looking online, this chick talking about dudes got to pay her $500 just to go on a date with her. First off, I think it's super cap because I don't see anybody. I think a lot of dudes are suckers, but I don't see dudes that much of a sucker.
No.
Because it's so blatant. I can see dudes getting tricked. I can see dudes being real secular when it comes to why they may spend money on women a certain way. And what I mean by that is this. People will say, well, you're paying for it one way or another, which is terrible. Because if I'm getting something to eat and I ask her to come out and I pay for her food, I'm not paying for sex. I'm just taking her on a date. I'm paying for the food. So I don't consider that. Like when I be hearing money transactions for sex, that is straight prostitution.
100%.
That's straight, like you said, it's transactional. And I know for me, I've never, yes, I have. I got caught for the 40. But I've never, definitely got, I almost slipped up. I almost said I ain't never get caught just giving money for sex. But I did, but I was tricked into that 40. But
he was tricked.
I didn't know what the 40 was. I just thought, I'm gonna keep it 100. I thought she was selling herself short.
Hey.
But so when she asked for 40, I was like, shit, that's the least I can do after what you just did in that room. Take this 40. And then 2 years later, it's a whole thing about $40. But this is not about me.
Oh, God.
This is about me or anybody talking about, here's $500.
Oh, my goodness.
Let's talk about what kind of date we going on. And if it doesn't work out,
please.
If it gets to the point, we good?
Yeah, we good.
If it gets to the point where $500 is a deposit, because this is what it sounds like. It's a deposit because I give you that $500, I still got to take you out, still got to do all this other stuff. She probably ain't going to the Cheesecake Factory.
I'm not taking none of that serious.
Yeah.
Dudes pay $500 to skip the date. Nobody's paying $500 to take you out. If a nigga pay $500, we skipping the date. We going straight to what we need to do. And furthermore, dudes will pay her $500 to skip the date, and she will gladly accept it. I'm done. I don't even need to talk about that. That's stupid.
She's going to, you're right. I'm not even going to get that a whole lot of energy because she's going to have to show me at least 3 dudes that actually paid her $500. And I don't think she would be able to produce that anyway, if you look at it that way.
Not at all.
Yep. Paying for dates, paying for sex, everything else. It's always back and forth. It was a lady on the internet. She was talking about how, why is it fair that men have to pay to court women and do all these other things, and from day one, but women aren't giving up pretty much the box after day one. That's one of those double standard things that's never going to change because it's never going to be that way. It's never going to be, let's go 50-50 because 50-50, what 50-50 does, it takes a lot of things off the table. And if you're a guy that have a disposable income, that's part of one of the things that you use to hold, that's a feather in your hat. So if you're a dude that got bread, you most definitely trying to spend your bread to let them know, yeah, you need, because it's the imagery of, yeah, you need to mess with a dude like me because you ain't going to find another dude that's throwing this kind of bread around. Mm-hmm. So when they do it that way, if it's 50-50, the control gets taken away from the guy in terms of that. Now, it's dudes that will say they don't want to get used for their money and all this other stuff. But at the same time, they kind of want to be used for their money, but not to the control part of how women can do it. You understand what I'm saying? It's like, you got a nice car. That's like having a nice car, but then saying, nah, I'm going to drive this hoopty. No, you're going to drive the nicest joint because you want to make an impression. You're going to go to that expensive restaurant because you want to make an impression.
Isn't that leading with money? So my thing is this. When you lead with money, then you can't be mad if that's what she expects. You can't call somebody a gold digger if you leading with money. You see what I'm saying? If I'm pulling up in fancy car, I'm spending all this money on you, that's the expectation from the woman, right? Like, you can't just lead with money. Like, I don't see if you got a nice car and you pull up in the regular car, I don't see the difference. You still have money. You see what I'm saying? But when you lead with it and you try to impress women with money, you can't be mad when they're impressed with money and they expect you to spend it on them.
But, and that is very true, when you lead with money, you can't expect a woman to not go that route. So with that being said, when they lead with the body, they should not expect dudes to come at them another way. When every picture that you have up is look back at it. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And what do you expect? And all your captions are nothing of substance. They're pretty much all lyrics from somebody's song or some song, some ski and all this other type of song. I hate that damn song, by the way. So, and she making money too. But I'm just looking like, yo, you leading with your sexuality.
Yes.
But we're supposed to ignore all that and think that is any substance standing behind you when you lead that way. Sounds messed up, but it is what it is.
It don't sound messed up. I think that's 100% true. If you leading with sexuality, what is on my mind? I'm supposed to be thinking about sex because you're leading with the sexuality. You half naked, you got your breast out and all this stuff. Then that's where my brain is going to be. The same thing as if I come and take you to this nice restaurant, spend $1,000 on a meal, and then take you shopping and stuff like that. Hey man, that's the expectation, right?
Yes,
it's the same thing. I don't think it's crazy at all to think that way. I think that's pretty much common sense. If you half naked around me, I am thinking about getting you fully naked. If you spend a lot of money on a woman, I'm thinking about the next time you're going to spend a lot of money on me. Like I think this is especially if these are your first impressions of somebody. If this is what you put, the energy that you putting out into the world. Like you said, if you on your Instagram page and every picture is in a thong bikini, then why would I want to see you fully clothed when I meet you? You see what I'm saying? Like, where is the yellow thing that you had on? Like, what is these sweatpants? You know what I mean?
Exactly. So, with that being said, ladies, they always say, men say, we want a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed and a freak behind closed doors, however they said. So in the words of ladies, if it's giving freak and hoish type behavior, when you meet up with me, it needs to be giving freak and hoish type behavior. And guys, if it's giving trick daddy, not the rapper, just being a trick, the sugar daddy, the John, whatever you want to be called, then that's what it needs to be given. And that is the word of the day from Oshin's view. If you it's tricking if you got it, tricking if you don't got it. But if you trick, then you just trick.
Yo,
and that's just that. I don't even know what the hell that even means. It just sounds smooth. This is Oshin. This is Oshin's view. That's Willie Negro. We getting out of here.
Peace.